Especially the Ramadan Siyam, that's a big problem. The person who has sexual intercourse while fasting has invalidated the Siyam and has to make it up. For that day. Would that be enough?
No.
شهرين متتابعين.
ليس تعمد.
Yeah, you did it.
إذا أنتم مذاكرين كويس, so you really, why I'm here? Okay. Then he, okay, so you agree that he must expiate. في كفارة يعني 60 يوم, 60 days in sequence. Okay, day after the other. Suppose he did it again within the 60 days.
He starts over.
Huh? The man has no control over it. Huh? Okay. So he'll continue. Subhanallah. Okay. The expiation here for his sin, either freeing a slave, number one, and it comes with that sequence, freeing a slave, or fasting for 60 consecutive days, day after day, or feeding 60 poor persons. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave us this concession. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Allah created us and He knows our weaknesses. And this fellow is very weak. He couldn't control himself, So
What constitutes a sexual intercourse?
Penetration.
But if somebody touches, like you touch your wife,
Somebody what?
just touch. What is that?
We come into that. Okay, so this particular fellow did that. He came to the Prophet and he said, Ya Rasulullah, قد أهلكت نفسي. I did so and so and I'm fasting. So he gave him these three choices. Either to free a slave, number one. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I have no slaves to free. Then the man said, then the Prophet ﷺ said, then you have to fast 60 consecutive days. The man said, I couldn't control myself for one day. Am I going to control myself for 60 days? Ya Rasulullah, I can't, I know myself. He said, then the third option, feed 60 poor people. He said, Ya Nabi Allah, between these two mountains, I'm the poorest of the poor. I have nothing. So it's been reported that the Prophet smiled and looked at his companions and he told them, would you collect food for 60 days and on behalf of your brother? Okay, so this is the rule. If the situation was that of a person who intentionally masturbated, for instance, or kept playing with his wife until, while fasting, what is the situation here?
Difficult one.
Huh?
The situation is so difficult.
The same, like
It's a difficult situation, huh?
I think it's the same.
Okay, he has to make it up without expiation. And that answers your question, Dr. Salman.
that's what?
He has to make it up with no expiation, no kafara. Okay? Exiting of semen, exiting of semen, al-mani, semen. If semen was excreted due to sickness, the siyam is still acceptable. The siyam is still valid. If the person caused it to happen, he or she must continue fasting and make it up later on. To me, it's not, because it's the same situation with the person who played with his wife, and we said that he would make it up. Now, this person caused the semen to exit, intentionally. So the fatwa here is that he should fast, continue his fasting, but he has to make it up later on. However, Imam Malik ibn Anas and Ahmad ibn Hanbal said that the siyam becomes null, and I go for that. Becomes null, and they have to make it up. He should not continue his fast. His fast is gone. History. But he has to make it up. Okay, the other opinion is that he should continue his fast and then make it up. Two things. Wet dreams, especially for young men, young lads. The question here is of a person who dreamt as such and awoke after Fajr. He took his suhoor, he dreamt, and he woke up after Fajr, found that he had a wet dream. Is his siyam acceptable?
Yes.
100%.
In a sound hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, the pen is raised on for three groups of people. رفع القلم. The insane until they become sane, المجنون, till they become sane. The sleeping person until awaken, and the young until they reach puberty, حتى يبلغ سن الحلم. Accordingly, his siyam is valid because it was out of his control, and because ghusl from impurity is allowed during siyam. Ghusl from impurity is allowed during siyam. The same rule applies in case a person awoke after Fajr. The person awoke after Fajr while in a state of sexual impurity. And this did happen to the Prophet ﷺ himself in hadith Sayyidah Aisha. Imam al-Nawawi says this is allowed per the ayah فَالْآنَ بَاشِرُوهُنَّ وَابْتَغُوا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ فَالْآنَ بَاشِرُوهُنَّ وَابْتَغُوا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Now you can approach your wives and seek what Allah ordained upon you. The person here should do ghusl, pray, and continue his fast. Three small questions here and we finish. A nursing mother.
Can I have a question before we go there?
Yeah, go ahead.